Hi traders. So as you see, I am a big gorilla, and that is because we are wild camping near the Pacific Ocean, and it is just the coolest ocean in the world. And actually it is not cool, it is quite warm, and it is just so good to be here. And for me it is just the luxury that I ever wanted. And yeah, we have a tent here, and it is monsoon season, so that means that the sun is shining 24/7. So it is great, and we are riding on turtles. So in today's video I will talk about the topic that I started yesterday, and that is how to start coding EAs. And I just realized that if I couldn't just write a code and code EAs and couldn't code at all, I wouldn't be able to be a trader as I am today. And I wouldn't be so good, because if you can't backtest your strategies, if you can't code your strategies and then optimize them, see the parameters, see how the system works and how it turns out in years, in 10 years, in 20 years, it is just so hard. I can't imagine now what would I do if I wouldn't have the ability to actually code my EAs. So in today's video I will talk about this. And yesterday I talked about MQL5, and that is a great website to actually start learning to just code EAs and start the simple rules. And it is good if you start with the code base, because you don't want to start with the most complex systems and neural networks and artificial intelligence. You want to start the simple rules like moving averages and stop losses and take profits. And just it is a miracle, a magic to see when you are you coded something and you see that it works. You see that the algorithm actually works, and you see it on the charts that it trades automatically and just opens the trade. And you did that, and that robot can do that forever. And it took you like 5 hours to code it, and now you have a robot that will do it for you, and it is just so cool. So I recommend to you to just you don't want to be just a perfectionist, because if you want to do everything perfectly at the first time, you will fail miserably, and you will lose your interest and your enthusiastic self, and you will lose your spirit, and you want to keep that strong spirit. So you want to keep that spirit alive. So what you should do is to just start coding, and don't think about it really. Just start to code like one line, not 10,000 or 1 million lines at the first time. Just code one line, one single line that tells your algorithm to buy if one moving average crosses above the price. That's all you need. And if you do this, you are already you already can backtest and optimize and see the parameters, parameter ranges of one single algorithm. And if you know that, then you can add stop loss, take profit to it. You can add more indicators to it. So actually coding seems like it is really hard, but if you have some kind of an intelligence, and you are just tough enough to learn and to practice and fail and learn from your failures, because that is life, and that is if you want to be a person who lives off by its hunting, you have to learn to learn from your failures. So actually how I started, it was an interesting story, because I started coding. I always had in mind that wanted to automate things, and I'm not lazy, but you don't want to be fucking lazy too, so don't be fucking lazy. But you have to be crazy to don't be lazy, because if you want to automate and you can automate, you have to be just quiet lazy enough to want to automate, because if you want to do the hard work always, you won't automate. You will just sit around your computer all day and look at the charts, and you can't eat, sleep and make love, and those are the most important things in life. So how I started was just I started coding, and I started with really the theories and the complex stuff, and it was quite boring, and until I found out that I have to do something, that I have to create, I have to do something to actually enjoy coding, and not just learn about theories that I will use in 10 years in the future. So I just threw out all the stupid coding stuff, and I started actually create EAs and expert advisors and all kinds of applications in C# and MQ4, MQ5, and just in these languages. It is like any other language. You have to learn the frames, but after that you have to practice. You have to learn to speak actually. So how I started was just do that, and I just registered to MQL5 and Fiverr, and I started a freelance business while I was learning actually how to code. So I was a programmer before I could code, and that was just perfect for me, because I like to just show myself into the the deep waters, and just when they ordered an EA from me, I learned how to code it. And sometimes I worked like 1 week for $10, but it absolutely worth it, because I didn't pay for a course, or I didn't pay for learning lessons. I actually get paid for learning how to code, and after that I knew a lot of stuff, and the customer was satisfied, and I had the knowledge. So it is, I think, the best way to learn coding, because these languages are not taught at any schools or lessons. So you have to jump into the deep waters, as I did, and just okay, I know that you are not so courageous or not so brave as me, because no one, I am a demigod. It is not fair comparison, but you have to be quite brave to just start to code. So this is my recommendation. First, go to MQL5 codebase. Just download 100 EAs, and just look at the codes, the lines, and start to make your own codes. And then just start to create your own strategies. And it doesn't matter if it takes you like a month to code a simple strategy, because after that you will be much faster, and you will have a sample of coding lines and the structures. So yeah, this was today's video. I hope you learned from it a lot, and ciao.